The sky above the colony shimmered with unfamiliar colors, violet clouds bending around twin suns that never truly set. On the frontier world of Keltar 9, humans lived as guests, workers, and sometimes curiosities among the alien Varelian species. Peace had lasted for decades, fragile but intact, until the child pointed. The marketplace was loud that cycle, filled with layered alien voices, humming energy cores, and the scent of metallic spices. Humans walked carefully through it, mindful of their status, tolerated but never fully trusted. Elias Ward stood near a transit pillar, waiting for clearance to return to the human district. He was no soldier, no diplomat, just a systems engineer assigned to maintain shared infrastructure between species. To most Varelians, he was invisible. Then a sharp cry pierced the noise. A Varelian child, small, translucent-skinned, eyes glowing faintly blue, had stopped walking. Her thin arm rose slowly, trembling. She pointed directly at Elias. The crowd fell quiet. The child's mother froze mid-step. Her breathing hitched, her pupils dilating as she followed her daughter's gaze. When she saw Elias, all color drained from her skin. She did not scream. She did not move. She went completely silent. Among the Varelians, silence was fear. Elias felt every eye turn toward him. He raised his hands instinctively, palms open. I'm just waiting for transit, he said, his voice suddenly too loud. The child didn't look away. Her voice came soft, almost reverent. That is the one who is lost. The mother collapsed to her knees. Guards arrived within seconds, sleek armored forms surrounding Elias without touching him. The marketplace dissolved into whispers as he was escorted away, confusion tightening in his chest. Elias was taken not to a cell, but to a chamber older than the colony itself, smooth stone walls etched with symbols that pulsed faintly, as if alive. The Varelian council assembled in silence, their tall forms casting long shadows. The child and her mother were brought in last. The mother finally spoke, her voice shaking. My daughter should not know his face. Elias frowned. I've never been here before today. One of the elders stepped forward. That is why this is troubling. They explained what few humans knew. The Varelians believed some beings were echo-born, souls that slipped between realities during moments of cosmic rupture. Children, especially those newly awakened, could see echoes of beings that no longer belonged to one timeline. The child stared at Elias, eyes glowing brighter. He died, she said simply. Long ago, protecting us. The chamber went cold. Elias swallowed. I've never been to Keltar 9 before this assignment. I've never protected anyone here. The elder tilted its head. Yet your genetic resonance matches the one recorded in our memory vaults. They activated a projection. A battle unfolded. Ancient, brutal. Alien ships burned in orbit. Amid the chaos, a lone human pilot rammed his vessel into an enemy core, saving the Varelian homeworld at the cost of his life. The pilot's face appeared. It was Elias. Or someone identical. That was Elias Ward, the mother whispered. The human who died so our children could live. Elias's heart pounded. That's impossible. Not impossible, the elder replied. Rare. They theorized that when the original Elias died, his consciousness fractured, one echo preserved in their records, another reborn decades later on Earth, unaware of his past sacrifice. A second life. A second chance. The revelation spread quickly. Some Varelians bowed when Elias walked past. Others recoiled, fearing what an echo-born might become. Humans were summoned, demanding answers, worried Elias would be detained, or worse. Elias himself felt torn apart. Memories began surfacing. dreams of alien skies, burning ships, a choice made in seconds. He woke at night shaking, the weight of a death he didn't remember, but somehow mourned. The council reached a decision. The Echo-born must choose, the elder declared. Remain human and leave Keltar, 9 forever, or accept the truth of what you were and what you may be again. If he stayed, Elias would become a bridge between species, a symbol, possibly a target. If he left, the echoes would fade, and the past would be sealed. The child approached him quietly. "You were brave," she said. "You were kind. You didn't hesitate." Elias knelt to her level. "Do you want me to stay?" She nodded. "We need someone who remembers how to protect both sides." The mother met his eyes, fear replaced by gratitude. "You gave us life once. We will not ask again. But hope returned when my daughter saw you." Elias stood. For the first time, the fear in his chest eased. "I don't remember being a hero," he said, "but I know what it means to choose." Elias remained on Keltar 9, not as a weapon, not as a myth, but as a mediator. He helped prevent conflicts before they became wars. He taught humans the depth of Varelian history and showed Varelians the fragility and strength of humanity. The echoes within him never fully vanished, but they no longer haunted him. They guided him. Years later, when the child grew older, she asked him one question. "Are you still afraid?" Elias smiled beneath the violet sky. "Sometimes." She smiled back. "Good. That means you're still human." And far above the colony, where twin suns met the stars, a timeline once broken settled into harmony, not because a hero died, but because one chose to live again. The alien mother's arm slowly lowered, her finger trembling as it fell back against her chest. The chamber had gone so quiet that even the distant hum of the hive city felt muted, as if the world itself was holding its breath. The human stranger stood where he was, unarmed, unafraid, his eyes fixed not on the council or the weapons aimed at him, but on the child hiding behind her legs. Memory flooded her. Not images, but feelings, warmth, loss, a grief she had buried beneath duty and survival. Long ago, before the wars with humanity, before the stars burned with hatred, she had lost a child to the void. The pain of it had reshaped her species, turning love into caution and compassion into lawless fear. And now, standing before her, was a human who carried the same quiet sorrow and the same stubborn hope. "He is not the threat," she finally said, her voice breaking the ancient silence. "He is the reminder." Weapons powered down one by one. The council shifted, uncertain, afraid, not of the human, but of what her words meant. If she was right, then everything they believed about humanity was wrong. The child stepped forward, small fingers wrapping around the human's hand. The bond formed instantly, undeniable and ancient, echoing across neural networks and star charts alike. The future had chosen. The alien mother closed her eyes and exhaled. In that moment, she understood that survival was not found in walls or weapons, but in courage to change. "Let him go," she commanded, "and let the stars witness this day." As the human ship departed, carrying with it the first fragile alliance in generations, she watched from the platform with her child beside her. The war would not end overnight. Fear would not vanish. But silence had been broken, and in its place, something far more dangerous had been born. Hope.